What's going on with DCD Podcast episode number 21? We got to celebrate now that our podcast can legally drink. Pop the gold bottles. Not really gold bottles. I prepared something, but Alex got himself a nice Budweiser for the occasion. Yee, brother. But as you know, I'm Andy, joined by Alexander in DCD episode number 21. How's your week been, Alex?
It's been pretty good, man. Busy, but good. St. Patrick's Day was pretty lit.
I was about to open this with my wound.
Oh,
my
no.
wound hand.
Well, yeah, man. It's been a pretty good week. Got some cool stuff going on. Did Weekend League this weekend, like always. But I pushed myself a little bit further. Did some Spyro Remastered Trilogy. Doing a new series on the channel. That's going to be good. Got a vlog coming out. Let's see what else.
Am I part of that vlog anyway?
You are in a weird way. You're a part of it.
I spilled some Tito's in my hand.
Well, you just gotta lick it off, man. Lick it off. Don't waste the liquor.
Sniffer.
Yeah. Shout out to my finger sniffers. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's been a pretty productive week in terms of content creation and life in general. And this is episode 21, so looking forward to it. Andy, how's your week been other than cutting your hand open?
Yeah, I cut my hand right there for the video listeners, which sucks. We had to completely remove all the candy out of my theater and redo everything. And that's how I cut my hand, which is fun. So, work's been all right. It's a dead period waiting for it's going to suck next week.
Why?
Us comes out.
Yeah.
And the week after that, Dumbo. The week after that, Shazam. The week after that, Hellboy. The week after that, nothing. But then Endgame.
So I'm looking forward to Dumbo. Because the more I see on that movie, the more I want to see it.
We're selling pillow pets. So if you want one.
Really?
I can steal one. What?
That's terrible. No, but my wife really wants to see it. And as a kid, I watched the hand-drawn Disney animated. I watched that a lot as a kid.
Fun fact, that was supposed to be a Disney short?
Really? It's not popular?
Oh, no. Well, it is popular, but when it came out.
Oh, it didn't do well?
Because it came out in 1941, and there was something going on that the whole world had put their attention to at that time.
I did not know that movie was that old. I thought it was...
It came out during the war. World War II.
Jeez. I thought it was like 60s or 70s.
It was during a time where Disney wasn't making that much money. So Dumbo was originally supposed to be like a short, like the classic Disney shorts, but they didn't have enough money to just make it a short, so they made it to a feature-length film to try to get money out of it.
Wow.
And I'm sure it's successful over the years, but it came out, it wasn't successful like all the wartime movies because people were focused on the war.
I feel very ignorant now. I had no idea. I thought that obviously I watched it as a kid a lot and had no idea. To me, it was new.
I think it's 41.
Yeah.
It's 40 something. I know it came out during World War II.
Now I kind of want to look up all the anime movies and just see
1941. Came out the same year as Citizen Kane.
Wow. It looked really good for being that old. I don't know. As a kid, I loved it. So, looking forward to seeing it live action. It's not even live action. It's like half live action.
It's like the Mowgli movie that came out on Netflix, or Jungle Book movie that came out.
It's like live fiction. Like it's.
You watch the Mowgli movie?
It's live, and which one?
The Netflix original one. Well, original. They bought the rights to it and then released it.
Netflix original.
Yeah, Mowgli.
Jungle Book?
No, Mowgli. It's called Mowgli. They made 2 live-action Jungle Book movies. One came out in like 2016.
Which I liked.
One came out early this year or late last year called Mowgli on Netflix.
Oh, I did not see that, no.
And it wasn't that good. It was the CGI was terrible.
I'll probably watch it, though. So the one in 2016 I really liked. And I found out that most people hated it.
Directed by Andy Serkis.
I don't know. I'll probably check it out anyway.
He also plays Baloo.
I'm paying for Netflix anyway. I might as well check it out. See what's going on with it. Try it out. So
See the Stranger Things trailer?
No, I'm honestly, dude, I'm trying to stay away from it.
Yeah,
because
I saw that came out, and then I just kept on scrolling.
Yeah, I don't want to see any trailers for it because like I know I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. I've been the same way about Game of Thrones. Like I'm really looking forward to Game of Thrones next month.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed. Somebody came in one of my streams, one of my Madden streams, and told me they're only making 6 episodes in the last season.
Long.
No, I've heard they're not. They're said
like
that they're
80 minutes,
not.
80 minutes, 80 minutes, 80 minutes.
They said they weren't.
Oh.
So
I haven't watched a single
apparently,
episode.
oh god, it's such a great series. Like seriously, if you're into like any kind of medieval type stuff at all, give Game of Thrones a shot. Like it starts off a little slow.
It's literally the greatest TV show of all time.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
It's tied for first place on IMDb.
I think Breaking Bad would have to be. And I'm not even really a big Breaking Bad fan, but like it's hard to dispute Breaking Bad being the best.
I'm gonna say something that may make people mad.
Yeah.
I got bored halfway through Breaking Bad and stopped watching it.
See, I had that happen too. I got halfway through the first season and
I got to super far into it.
Oh.
I got to like the second to last season and then got bored. By the way, mixed my Tito's with cranberry juice.
Oh.
You know,
down here we call that a Cape Cod.
Keep my how would I put this without censoring it? Keep the yeast out of my cranberry juice is really good.
Keep that urethra a constant stream,
which doesn't really affect me.
Yeah,
but it keeps the yeast out of the, Yeah,
it keeps that yeast out. Yeah. So that's the update on what's poppin'. Check out Game of Thrones. Yeah. I really mean that. And then also, if you're looking for another good TV show to watch, I cannot recommend any more than I already have. Star Trek Discovery. It keeps getting better and better and better. But
what's your favorite Star Trek TV show?
Oh, it's hard to go against Next Generation. Like if we're talking strictly TV, Next Generation would probably be it. But Discovery is really good. It's really good.
Like Deep Space Nine?
I would say it's better than Deep Space Nine. I would say it's better than Deep Space Nine. I would say it's better than Voyager. Trying to remember the other one.
The animated series?
See, I like the animated series a lot, but Discovery's really good. The way they film it.
It's animated.
It's different. It's different. I'm trying to think of the... there was one that only lasted like 2 seasons. It didn't do very well, but Discovery, top notch. Just got renewed for 3. The best movie?
There's only one correct answer.
I mean, to me, it's Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, that's the only correct answer.
My favorite is 3, Search for Spock. I really like Search for Spock, but
it looks like the one that I guess didn't last long was. I'm just looking at the years. Maybe Enterprise, or unless they're 4 years.
No, I can't think of it. It had a very distinctive name. Anyway, Discovery is awesome.
TV show I'm excited about, which may not actually come out, is Twilight Zone.
What do you mean it may not come out?
The release date's April 1st. It'd be the biggest April Fool's joke ever. And it fits the Twilight Zone too. What if it just doesn't come out?
So I've been a CBS All Access subscriber for a while now. And if you're a CBS All Access subscriber, you know they've been advertising the hell out of it.
Super. I'm just saying, like...
I don't think they would.
If
it would be.
All just a gag. And they're like, you're living in the Twilight Zone.
It would be the ultimate April Fool's joke ever, but they've been advertising
I'm super excited
very heavily. And they got Jordan Peele directing an episode.
Get Out, amazing. Us.
Yeah.
Coming out this week.
Looks like it's going to be
really good.
Yeah.
My manager already screened it. He said it's really good.
It's a brilliant man.
I could have gone to it, but I live an hour away, so
It's a brilliant, brilliant young guy in Hollywood. Anyway, let's move on. Entertainment is the next subsection here. We got the Google Stadia.
Yeah, we may not know how to pronounce it because we only read.
I read the articles. I read all the articles, but I did not watch the presentation. I like to read instead of watch videos.
You think it's going to work? Because I don't.
So here's my problem with it.
I don't think it's going to work.
You announce a console and it's got one game officially. Later, they confirmed 3. And I think it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Doom Eternal, and I can't think of the third one.
They acquired a studio too.
Here's the thing, like all the articles I read on it seem to suggest that this was not going to be a gaming device as much as it would be like a whole home entertainment YouTube.
It's not a device at all. It's just on your computer. Like my PC right now, I click on like the Stadia app, I'm pretty sure, and then it plays the game.
Okay, so I missed that part.
I could be wrong too. Just from what I was led on to believe,
it comes with a controller.
Because it said you can play on your phone or your TV.
So I thought it was like a box.
It could be a box that streams to your phone. I could have got that wrong.
Because I was thinking it was like the Xbox thing, Project something, xCloud, I think it is.
Yeah.
Where it's all in the cloud. And I'm looking at it now, and all I'm seeing are controllers.
Yeah, the controller is supposedly supposed to automatically hook up to whatever game you're playing. And the thing is about it, like this is one of the parts I like to talk about it. The controller, so it's all streamed.
Mm-hmm.
So the controller is supposed to go through the cloud to the game. The game's supposed to react, streamed back to you.
Yeah.
Without there being any controller lag.
PlayStation Now.
Unless you live in a place
pretty bad. Yeah.
Unless you live in like LA.
Yeah.
Or China.
Yeah. You gotta have that really fast internet to do something like that. I thought it was a STB set top box.
Yeah.
And then
it could be
the cloud aspect as well. I don't know. I just don't see people embracing it that much. Cause
I feel like it's like another Google product that is gonna die off in a couple of years, like Google Glass.
Google Glass. Remember that? You could you could like wink and it would take like a picture or whatever. Yeah. And then like it ended up just being like, oh, we released 500 headsets to so many people, and then it was gone. And
now it's just the Snapchat glasses. That's the only thing that people care. Like this only smart glasses that exist anymore.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about Stadia that kind of concerned me a little bit was they were saying that Google was going to use this to kind of leverage YouTube content creation from a gaming standpoint.
Yeah. They're also trying to monopolize the internet.
Yeah.
Like, not like by the company. They're trying to make their own internet company first, provider. And now they have all this stuff. They're just trying to literally take control of the internet in total.
Oh god, this would be better for Al Talks Aliens, but like from a conspiracy theory standpoint, you know what, I'm okay with this, and Andy can cut me off if he wants me to.
Branched off and cut off all their stuff from the other internet. And they're like, either have our internet or your internet, and you're gonna pick ours.
See, but that's kind of the problem. Is like the biggest thing is Google has been caught red-handed lying. Oh god, this is like, again, Andy, cut me off if you want me to.
No, you're good. Keep on
if you want me to stop, but they've been caught red-handed lying to Congress. They went in front of Congress and said they don't mess with search results and how they appear, when the reality is their whole business is based off of taking money so that your search results show up first, right? So that's number one. I think that they're a very deceitful company.
Stadia. Watch it be face. Like you Google Madden NFL 2020.
Yeah.
First result played on Stadia.
I also don't care what they say. I think they're selling themselves out internally to try and get into China, because China right now is looking for someone to come in and basically do what they do. And I think that it's a huge conflict of interest to have a company like that be so integrated with Chinese government and then other world governments as well, when they're getting in front of U.S. Congress and saying that they're not doing something that they are. I don't know, man. I have a lot of questions.
In Spain, Google News isn't a thing.
I believe that.
Like the Spanish government got mad about it pushing news sources, like forcing. I'm just gonna say it, a left agenda.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reality.
You literally can't. You can't. There's no news at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, like, I feel like we had it figured out in the early 1900s, where a company like Google or Alphabet, we would break them up because they're a monopoly. And I would even go so far as to say one of my favorite companies in the world, Microsoft, definitely a monopoly. Probably should have been broken up.
Disney's definitely a monopoly.
Oh my Lord. It's unbelievable how much they own. I think at this point, Disney's a majority owner in Hulu. It's kind of crazy.
Disney owns a lot.
They own everything.
They own ESPN.
Yeah.
They own so much.
Yeah. I don't know. So when it comes to the Stadia, I hate to be this guy, but I don't want it to succeed. I want, as much as you would probably never hear me say this, I want to see Sony do well. I want to see Nintendo do well. I always love Nintendo, but Sony I'm always kind of critical of. Microsoft, obviously I'm an Xbox guy, but yeah, I don't want Google having one more avenue into my house. I already think they're too big. But that's Paranoid Alex for this week. Speaking of too big, how about Activision Blizzard?
Our next topic isn't really been in the news.
Yeah.
I went a little digging.
It's all Andy.
Found some stuff. Not to blame Alex for it. No, I'm kidding. But anyways,
feel free.
There was this the leader for Sledgehammer. He was on Twitter. He was like, I have a new IP. I'm super excited about it. Obviously can't talk about it, but super excited. And then Activision said, no, we don't want a new IP. We make Call of Duty. And this apparently has been going on for a couple of years. And then eventually he left. He's probably going to make his new IP somewhere else. And it brought up, he was in this interview, people think it was, Activision hasn't made a new first party, or hasn't made a new IP in forever. The last new IP they had was White Knight. I don't know what that is. I didn't look into it. Technically, you could say Overwatch, but Blizzard is its own little...
Yeah.
It's like, it's not Activision. And then they made Destiny 2014, which is a disaster currently with their situation with Bungie. So they're not making new IPs. Literally, all they're making is Call of Duty.
Yeah, so I kind of look at Destiny as a publishing deal, so I wouldn't really call that an IP. I realize they did have money invested into it, so, I mean, I guess your opinion is as good as mine, but Overwatch, sure, I get it. It's kind of weird, though, like, when you think about it.
Even considering Overwatch, it's been 3 years.
It's pretty crazy when you think about it.
The new IP's been made.
Some people call it lazy.
Massive company, too.
Yeah. But isn't this what happens when companies get too big? They play it unbelievably safe just to keep making money in terms of volume. I mean, I will tell you this. The Activision effect has been felt when it comes to World of Warcraft, Diablo, and even Overwatch. Anything that's a Blizzard title, even Warcraft. The Activision, like...
Hearthstone.
Yeah, man. Like, the Activision effect is totally real. I could talk for days about their effect on Warcraft. World of Warcraft, that is. So, the best example I can give you is World of Warcraft used to be, you know what, Andy? We don't care if it's 4 expansions in. We don't care if it's 5 expansions in. Like, you got to start like everybody else. So when it was earlier World of Warcraft days, it was like, hey, there is no shortcut where you can just pay money and boost yourself to the max level right away. And the last 2 expansions, they've had that option. Like, you can just,
the first pay-to-win game?
I don't think so.
Like, major pay-to-win game?
I wouldn't say it was pay-to-win ever.
I mean, pay to max level.
I would say probably not. Because, I mean, like, and somebody might be able to correct me on this, but I know Legion was the first game that I can recall.
I don't even know what that is. It's TV show me, boss.
Yeah, so, like, when I bought the expansion to Legion, it was like, hey, it comes with a character boost, and it automatically boosts you to 100. And then the max level is 110. So, like, if it boosts you to 100, you're starting off with everybody else, but you're 6 years into a game. And I believe those cost about $50 a piece. Now, that probably, like, originally, you probably say, most people don't do that. But if you play World of Warcraft right now, and you go to the early level, like, worlds where people, like, level 20 and they're, like, abandoned.
Yeah.
So I sit there and I wonder how many $50 or $40 or $30 passes are they selling where people are just, new character. I create a new character. I just instantly boost it. Yeah. I've never paid for one. I actually have 2 on my account right now that I haven't used from buying the newest expansions. But
did you get a free one or something?
When you buy the expansion, it gives you 1 free one. But I know people who have 8 characters, and a lot of people won't put the time in to level all the way up, so they just pay for the boost. I don't know. Might be the only game they play. But, like,
play a good game like Apex.
It just doesn't feel like a Blizzard move. Like, it's not something I would see Blizzard doing. Yet, Activision comes in. They bought... It used to be... Blizzard was owned by Vivendi. And then Activision bought Vivendi. And that's where, like, everything got really weird, man. I just feel like Activision's so big... And they just want to make the money off of the Call of Duties, the World of Warcrafts, the Diablo mobile games. Even, like, they funded a vanilla version of World of Warcraft because they know they can charge money for it. Like, how crazy is that? That's like the total antithesis of Blizzard. But they're doing it.
They tried to make a new game. I forgot what it was called. After 2 years, they canceled it. They were like, we're done.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of conflicting reports as to what happened with that.
What was it called? I can't think.
I know what you're talking about, but
I have no idea what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. And like, don't you think there should be more? And EA's guilty of this as well. Like, they've killed off many IPs as well.
Yeah.
Like,
EA's still coming with new stuff. Anthem.
It just makes me so angry, dude, because, like, I feel like it comes with
Apex Legends.
But it comes with some responsibility. If you buy out all these small game companies, you can't just kill all the creativity. Like, that, it sucks. Because Activision absorbed everybody. They're the #1 Western publisher / developer in the world. In the Western world, they're number one. EA's number two, I think.
I feel like Rockstar's got to be somewhere there.
Take-Two?
Yeah, like 2K, Rockstar in total.
They got to be number three. I think they're number three.
Yeah, which Sony was speaking to acquire them, which was apparently fake.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening.
But speaking of Blizzard, I have another thing from earlier this month. Blizzard, apparently after having a record revenue year of all time, they laid off 800 employees.
Yeah.
For basically no reason. Because, they weren't failing.
Yeah,
they were making money.
They projected this year to be a bad year. And that's why.
Maybe
that's their reasoning. Well, I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, you look at the 800 they laid off, and I hate to. Now I feel like I'm defending them, and I'm not. Like it stinks that they did what they did, but a lot of them were contractors. A lot of them were.
Yeah, I mean, the video game business is contracted work.
They were
most of the time.
Destiny PR people, things like that. And, like, Destiny's gone. It's over for them. I mean, as far as Activision is concerned, Destiny's dead to them. It's split off. And then, contractors in marketing when they're not releasing anything this year. I don't know. I'm with you, though, man. They need more IPs.
Play devil's advocate, though.
Please play devil's advocate.
Anthem sales are horrible.
Yeah.
Division 2 sales are horrible.
That makes me sad.
That came out. Resident Evil 2 apparently is one of the best selling games this year, by the way.
Yeah, Division 2.
The Division 2 one is kind of not confirmed, though.
Yeah.
It's in the UK only because they're the only country that releases actual numbers. It sold 20% of what the first game sold in the first weekend.
That makes me sad because that's a really good game.
What's the other game that came out this year that failed? It was like before Anthem. I could be just making a game up in my mind. Speaking of to pick up time, I see Ukulele in the background. Shout out that.
Oh. Yeah, I was shuffling my games around, so yeah, Ukulele. Division 2, though, gotta tell you guys, I played it last night, did a stream for it. It is really, really good.
I don't think besides Apex, I don't think I've played a game that came out this year. No. I own Exodus, but I haven't played it.
If you're on the fence about Division 2,
I'm not getting it. I don't have time.
Pick it up. No, not you. I'm talking to people listening. Like, it's really good. Really, really good. I don't know, man. Like, everybody keeps saying AAA games are dead.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that makes you think, like, maybe that's the case. Maybe it is dead. Maybe it's going away.
Play more devil's advocate.
Yeah.
How many looter shooters are out right now?
A lot, dude.
Everyone's coming out with looter shooters.
Yeah. And then there's like really good stuff that. So sometimes games come along, and I feel like this is a very video game heavy episode. So if you're here for other stuff, I'm so sorry. But like every once in a while.
If you're here for the sports talk, I'm going to save you the time. We're not talking about that much.
There's one topic.
Actually, there's two.
There's two topics, so stick around stick around for sports. But yeah, like every once in a while something comes out that makes me go like, wow, this is a big budget game. Yeah. That got published by EA or Activision, because God knows if you're a big budget game and you get published in the States, it's probably going to be by one of those two. And the newest one that really has caught my eye as something different is, and I may be pronouncing this wrong, probably some Japanese person could correct me.
Sekiro,
dude. It looks really cool.
Game, I really want it.
And it looks totally different. It looks. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna give it a shot.
It's from Software.
Yeah, and they made Dark Souls. Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
It looks really cool, and like they've been very adamant. From Software has been very adamant. Like, it's not a Dark Souls game. It's something totally different. Okay, it's gonna feel a little bit like the combat's gonna feel a little bit like it, but it looks really cool and it looks different. And like, those are the games I tell you guys. If you want more IPs, go out and support this. Yeah, because I really want this will make people take. I'm gonna buy it.
The collector's edition's like $90, and you get a statue of the character.
Wait, you get a statue?
Yeah, of the main character.
Ooh, I might buy that.
You don't have that much time. It comes out pretty soon.
I might have to look into that. And if I do,
super, like, maybe in like
a
week.
It comes out this Friday. But you know what? If I do get that figure, I gotta hide it when you come over, because you'll knock it over.
Wait till Mortal Kombat 11 comes out. Dude, or 12.
Dude, I can't afford the collector's edition for that game.
Rage 2 comes out too, also.
I literally can't. But yeah, man, like, Sekiro looks really, really cool. Yeah. And they've been advertising the hell out of it, and that's cool. I like that, because it's something different.
If you're not that into single player games, give it a shot. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Is like, it's a single player game. You know, a lot of us a couple years ago in the gaming community were moaning about how single player experiences were going by the wayside. There are some really good single player experiences out there. Red Dead Redemption 2, the newest Wolfenstein game. You know, Sekiro looks good. Resident Evil 2, the remaster's so good though, Andy. I hate Resident Evil games. I'm terrible at them. That's why I hate them. But I love watching people play them. So I've watched a lot of streamers play the new Resident Evil 2. Oh my goodness, they did so great with it. They did great. So support the new IPs when they come out. Maybe it'll make Activision and EA think twice, and maybe if you're playing Apex Legends, buy a loot box or something. See, there's another good example. Like, I feel like you gotta support that. People asked for Devil May Cry 4 or 5 since 4 came out when, like, 08, well, that's a 09. Really
awful Devil May Cry, just called Devil May Cry reboot game.
I own it. It's bad.
Yeah,
I got it on sale for $8 and it's pretty bad.
I bought it on day one.
Oh, Andy, I'm sorry. You got so burnt. Yeah. I hope I don't get burnt by Sekiro on Friday. But anyway,
speaking of Apex Legends, I've been playing it a lot.
It's good.
Battle Pass came out 2 days ago for me, maybe a week ago for y'all. Pretty solid. It's super hard to level up in the Battle Pass. Like, I've been playing for a couple days. I'm only level 2 on the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
By a couple days, I play like 4 hours because I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
But in the news, Apex Legends paid streamer Ninja $1 million to stream the game, which is a lot of money. But to be fair, one of the most played games right now. New wave of advertising. Why not advertise through streamers?
Yeah, I mean, good for Ninja. You know, number one, like, go get your money, dog.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah. The words of Baron Davis. Go get your money, dog. Like, I'd take the $1 million too. I'd play anything for $1 million. So, you know, no ill will there. And from EA's perspective, it kind of makes sense. Like, when you really think about it, like, because, correct me if I'm wrong, is he still the like the head honcho when it comes to Fortnite?
No, he's the face of Twitch.
Okay, so he's the face of Twitch. So, like,
you can argue he's the face of the gaming community.
Would it be the equivalent of me getting PewDiePie to do like a series on my game, right? Where like it's gonna get.
I want to say PewDiePie. He's not really a gamer anymore. It would be like if you got Toke to play XFL 2020.
Go watch Toke.
Or the Mutt Wieners to play XFL 2020.
The Mutt Wieners. Oh my lord. Nobody's going to get that reference. Nobody's going to get... If you get that reference, like, you probably watch too many of my streams.
If you... This is for the homeboys out there. BB Records plays...
Most underrated football game on YouTube.
The XFL is the most underrated football game. Don't worry. Legend team will make it to the top one of these days.
One of these days. I don't know why, but like I feel like we go Italian in the middle of every BB Records. Shout out to BB Records if he's watching this.
I'm not gonna go into
guarantee
it,
he isn't.
But every time I think of those days, the giraffe.
Oh, the giraffe.
The giraffe moment.
The giraffe moment
is the greatest thing ever. Because I was just sitting on the sidelines, you too, watching a heated battle over the spelling of the word giraffe.
I was at work, and we're in this group DM, and I had notifications on for this group DM because it wasn't...
a bunch of... It was like eight or so YouTubers.
Yeah, and it was not very active. Like, a couple messages a day, like you would expect, and... all of a sudden, like, I just, like, my phone, it's just vibrate. Like, what the hell is going on? And I just look, and I just see giraffe, like, just, oh, man.
You have Bangle and Jerome fighting.
Yeah.
Then you have the guy we won't talk about.
Taylor?
I mean, I'm not going to say his name.
Oh, come on, man.
What a... blank hole.
You gotta bury the hatchet.
Nah.
You gotta bury the hatchet. So Andy, if you were EA, would you have paid $1 million to get Ninja?
Best way to advertise. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I'm with you. Like I saw it and my jaw dropped, and then I thought, it makes sense. I'd do it too.
Yeah, why not?
How many viewers does he average? Do you know?
Like 200,000.
Okay.
Concurrent.
Okay.
Take your viewership and times it by 100,000.
So theoretically, if you were to
give you $100.
No, but like I'm thinking about it, like, let's just say out of those 200,000 concurrent viewers,
it's a free-to-play game too. You got to factor that in.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if they get $5 total from the average person who watches that stream, it's worth it.
And they're going to get way more.
I feel like they'll get way more.
Because you got kids, and those kids have their mommy's credit card number.
I wonder if he liked the game. Like, if he played it and liked it. Because I feel like that would be a big determining factor. Like, did he play it and hate it? Or did he play it and like it? Or did he do like he was playing it, but like he kind of seemed like he was only playing it because of the money? I don't know.
Wow.
What?
You'll never guess what the number one game on Twitch right now is.
Division 2? Sekiro?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
How?
It currently has 143,000 viewers.
Wow. It's pretty crazy.
Let me see. I don't know. I don't follow Shroud that much, but I think Shroud still plays.
Go GTA 5. You know, those GTA games, man, again, this is a very video game heavy episode.
Yeah, Shroud still plays Apex, and he enjoys it. Shroud's
Yeah.
also just as big as Ninja.
Well, there you go. I mean,
And
and it
infinite.
paid off.
If you want to watch a guy be a million times better than you, and you'll never get on his level at a video game, watch Shroud play. It's insane. He's a former CS:GO pro that decided I like streaming more. It's just insane how good he is.
So it sounds
It'd
like a
be
win-win.
It'd be like, you have Patrick Mahomes playing your intramural flag football league. That's basically Shroud.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a win-win.
Yeah.
Pay streamers. They stream your game. They like it. Probably make the money back. So, good job. Good for you, Ninja. Getting $1 million.
There's another way to
stream a
think
game.
about it, though. Pay streamers. Get a bunch of downloads off the streamers. Front page of news articles saying how fast the game's growing. And everyone's talking about the buzz.
Yeah.
It's not just the paying Ninja part. Like, you build a
Yeah.
buzz around the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, next segment, I just want to point out, oops, we made a mistake. Here's a correction. We don't have any. So,
It's blank. If we
Yeah.
had one, please let us know.
yeah, we're perfect. So,
Next week
thanks.
we'll correctly say Stadia or Stadia or Stadia.
Well, it's like some Japanese guy be like, it's Stadia. Or like something like really crazy or something. I can't stand it. All these crazy.
There's an invisible Z in there. It's actually Stadia.
It's a silent P in there.
It's Forza.
Yeah. See, Forza, man, like that's another game that I gotta say, like, a lot of people mispronounce it. You kind of wish.
Because there's an invisible T.
Yeah, you kind of wish they had come up with a different name, but I get it. Dude, before the internet, I called that thing Forza all the way through.
It Forza until I just called it Forza.
Yeah, I called it Forza all the way
I
up
don't
until
care,
like
it's
3.
Forza.
Yeah, because I didn't know any better. So, and I bought all those games day one. So there you go. Anyway,
Forza 2 came with my Xbox 360.
it's a great game.
All right, next topic. DCD Film Club.
Oh,
Number
yes.
8, I think. Maybe.
I
don't
have
know.
no clue.
We had 2001 A Space Odyssey,
Okay.
which was Alexander's pick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Uh,
I feel like we're gonna get some differing opinions here. Because
I have a lot to go through.
okay, so I'm gonna very quickly go through my talking points, and then I'll let Andy take it away, and then we'll do our final reviews. So, 2001: A Space Odyssey was made in 1968. So
A year after my last pick. For
yeah,
continuity.
yeah. I mean, so this movie is literally 51 years old or so, right?
Came out a year before we even made it to the moon.
There you go. I think that's a relevant point to make, Andy, because this was a movie made with no idea of what space exploration would really look like. I think one of the things about this movie is the way it's filmed. It really does look, in some respects, you could look at it and say it looks almost like a documentary. It so well conveys the idea of space exploration through the first 2/3 of the movie before it gets totally sci-fi. So I really like that about this movie. You guys know I'm really big into space. So obviously when I got the opportunity to watch this movie as a kid, I really kind of immersed myself in it. In my opinion, this movie shapes sci-fi movies going forward. I think from 1968 forward, this movie was influential in so many works, so many series, franchises, etc. It's countless amounts of content, I think, bears some semblance to what happens in this movie. Like, it's just so relevant, even today, 51 years later. So, overall, I won't spoil too much of the movie. I realize it's a little bit confusing.
No, I should have watched it, so you can spoil it.
Okay. So, I feel like...
If you, Han, before we say anything...
Yeah.
If you don't want to spoil it, you can pause the video and go watch the movie, or there's timestamps in the bottom if you want to skip ahead.
Boom.
I left that out there.
Perfect. Yeah. Great idea there. So what I like about this movie are two things. One, tells a great story, and it's filmed so well, and it's beautiful to watch even today, especially if you watch the remastered edition. But the second thing I really like about it is it kind of tells the tale of mankind and progression, and it explores certain themes that I don't think a lot of movies before this or even after this explore, which is very succinctly and simply put, first act of the movie talks about man's evolution into using tools. Second act of the movie talks about man using tools to the point where tools almost resemble man, right? So HAL 9000 becomes as close to human as you can get while still being a tool, a computer, right? And the third act is about the tool becoming so human that the human realizes it has to destroy it, and now the tool and the human are trying to destroy each other. And then finally, in the very tail end of the third act, it talks about humans' evolution beyond tools. Humans' evolution beyond a physical body. Humans' evolution... One of the most compelling scenes of the movie is when, in the very end, again, spoilers, please, watch the movie for yourself. He knocks over the wine glass. The wine is still there. The glass is shattered. And he looks kind of perplexed. And to me, it's a metaphor for humanity moving beyond the vessel that is our body and embracing existence, consciousness, a soul, if you want to look at it from a theological standpoint. But it's talking about, in a weird way, it's humanity going from evolutionary, from a chimp, all the way to advancement where we are, kind of where we are now, where we're starting to think about going to other planets. And then moving to that next level where we go, what's next? Because space exploration isn't it. We're not going to get there and say that's it. At some point, we're going to start pondering, what does it mean to be human? What is our existence about? Why are we here? What's next? What's our destiny? And overall, I think it's a great film. One of my favorites of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I did watch it and realized that it was well over 2 hours. And I always complain about movies that are over 2 hours. But I think it's worth it. And I think that some younger viewers might not enjoy it as much as I did. So here's Andy's thoughts on the movie.
Here's my notes.
Wait.
I didn't write any notes.
Oh, okay.
It just says 2001: A Space Odyssey. I watched the movie 3 times. I have different takes of each time.
Okay.
The first time, it was slow. I was bored. It was painful to get through.
Oh, ouch.
Not really. I mean, it's cool seeing
I get
references I knew. Then after the first time I watched it, the next day, I couldn't stop thinking of the movie.
That's
So
usually
I
a good
watched it
sign.
again. And then the next day, I watched it again. So I really liked the movie. I won't say my rating yet, but there's some takes you can get from it.
Yeah.
There's you were mentioning the story. What's it called? The black thing.
Monolith.
The monolith, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the monolith creates evolution or is witnessing evolution?
So my personal standpoint is that the monolith is something. Okay, so if based on the books that the movie is so if we're going by the books the movie is based on, the monolith was set up by a very early species in the universe's existence.
It's buried in the moon.
Yeah. And they set them up to monitor the evolution and progression of other species. So the first monolith told this, they're kind of like gatekeepers of the universe, right?
Yeah.
They make sure that things are progressing correctly. They also make sure that things don't get out of hand. So if you're a Mass Effect fan, kind of like Reapers, but probably a little bit more generous and not so like keyed in on destruction, right? So the first monolith was to kind of gauge, okay, this species learned how to use tools. Second monolith is buried, as you mentioned, on the moon, and it's like an alarm, right? You notice it goes off, and it kind of and it basically trips them off, saying like, okay, they're spacefaring now, and they're prepared to go to other planets and eventually other galaxies. And then the third monolith is to get them into interdimensional travel, right?
Yeah.
So then the third monolith transfers Dave to this totally different, like, dimension, if you will, where they observe him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And try to figure out, is humanity worthy of taking the next step? And they send him back as the Star Child because humanity is ready for that next step. So the monolith is, like you said, witnessing evolution. In my mind, if we're going off of the books.
What if the Star Child controls the monolith and at the end that wasn't Earth, but a different similar planet?
Alternative theory. If you watch 2011, A Space Odyssey, or I forget what they called it, the sequel.
2001: A Space Travesty.
Well, the sequel. Okay, so I will tell you guys, the sequel is not as good as the original. I don't even think Kubrick directed it.
No.
And it is based off of the second book, and unfortunately, it doesn't hold up as well because it doesn't explore the same themes. Yeah. It's not as powerful as a result. If you go based off of that, like it is Earth, and the Star Child is trying to guide humanity into a higher state of consciousness, if that makes sense.
Well, I got the things I liked about the movie, even though I was roasting it a second ago. Score's iconic.
Absolutely.
Looks incredible.
For its time, yes.
Even now, what?
Yeah, it still looks good.
Its depiction of space is better than some movies today.
Can I ask, did you watch the 4K remaster?
UHD.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch it on a 4K TV.
Oh,
but the frame rate would have been the same.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The remaster, I'm telling you guys, if you do like this movie, go out buy the remaster. It's way better than the original cut. Very few times I could say that, but like they really did a great job with the remaster.
Yeah.
Andy,
Score's iconic, looks incredible. The transitions between the chapters, like the first chapter, he discovers the bones. He goes and attacks, eventually kills another man, which is also kind of a theme in the movie. He kills the other man, throws it up, and then the bone turns into a nuclear space weapon that's supposed to potentially destroy all of man. Like, and then
that's all Kubrick, dude. Like,
and then you have him in the room,
brilliant.
to where he enters the room, and he sees himself eating dinner, and then eating dinner tries to find his original self, but it's an older version of himself that eventually returns. And then his older version drops the wine, sees the man on the bed, the man sees the monolith looks back, and it's the star baby. Star Child.
I love it, man. Like, I would encourage you, if you found yourself a little bit lost at the end, I would encourage you to watch it again. You know, and do a little bit of reading, maybe
3 times.
You know, because Kubrick did, unlike a lot of his other movies, he did do a lot of interviews where he talked about what he was trying to get across, and the author of the book has talked a lot at length about the themes and the conclusion of the movie and what it means.
This movie has, if you Google it, 2001 Space Odyssey analysis, I think has 1.2 million results.
Yeah. There's so many little things in the movie that, like, so for example, like, just how layered this movie is, and part of the reason why I love it, because every time I watch it, I notice something new.
It's 5.9 million results.
Yeah.
Google 2001 Space Odyssey analysis.
Like, one crazy theory that I heard, and then this time when I watched it, was the first time I watched it since hearing this theory, and it kind of made me look at it a little bit differently, was they were saying that Hal might have been compromised from the very beginning. Like, that he was trying to sabotage the thing from the very outset of the mission. So that made me kind of view it differently this
originally
past time I watched it.
The first nuclear weapon in space was supposed to be Russian.
Yeah.
But since it came out during the Cold War, they changed it to American.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's an all-time great movie. If for some reason you didn't watch it this week, I would encourage you to give it a shot.
I don't know if Sphinx hasn't watched it yet.
Well, if Dumbest Sphinx likes it, I'll be impressed, but
my over-under on his rating is going to be 3.
So overall, I think you guys know. I'll give you my final rating on this movie. I think this movie.
Say the same time.
Okay.
Rating.
1.
3.
Okay. 3.
3, 2,
1. 9.5.
10 out of 10.
Okay, 10 out of 10. I came in lower this time. So I hate to give anything a 10 because I don't think anything's perfect. But in my opinion, 2001: A Space Odyssey is as close as it gets to being a perfect movie, and that's why I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
It joins Mike's exclusive 10 out of 10 group, which is hard to do.
Did you buy the physical copy of the 4K?
I have $4 in my bank account, Alex.
So you didn't?
No, I don't have the money.
Oh, okay. So I bought the physical version, and it comes with an art book.
The 4K version?
Yeah. I bought it. It comes with an art book, and it comes with like 8 by 11 photos. Oh my Lord. I was so impressed with it.
Yeah. This is unanimously sorry, the vodka hit me. Unanimously the greatest movie we've watched, according to us.
I think to me, I like Midnight Cowboy is my favorite movie of all time. Okay. But even then, I say this movie is better. Like, I realize I like Midnight Cowboy just because it's just such a cool movie. But 2001: A Space Odyssey, I think I would go out on a limb and I would say in 2068, 100 years after this movie's out, I think people still watch it.
It's one of my 8 10 out of 10s. I had to go through.
I can't think of a movie that I hold in higher reverence than this one. So that's our thoughts on 2001: A Space Odyssey. I cannot say it enough. Check it out if you haven't already. Next week, another movie that people hold in high regard and I'm looking forward to watching it because I have not watched it before. And that's The Fountain, and that was the fan pick suggested.
We did do a vote because it's been requested highly
by so many people.
Fan vote.
Yeah, by so many people.
It lost a fan poll by a glitch.
By a glitch, yeah, a mathematical glitch on Twitter's part. And we watched Absence of Malice instead of it. And I'm angry about
with
that.
Absence of Malice.
Yeah.
We're going to watch The Fountain, and then we're going to take the picks that you suggested and then pull them out and then ask for a new bunch of movies.
Yeah.
If you want to recommend movies for us, make sure you comment them below. We might throw them in there.
We might. We got so many.
Speaking of Film Club, I have picked my movie for the rest of the year.
I know. I saw that, and then you blacked them out.
And I blacked out version of it, but
yeah.
I have all my movies for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I already know what I'm picking next, but thanks to Daniel from The Reasons I'm Broke, you can go to, I believe it's reasonsI'mbrokepod.com or thereasonsi'mbroke.com or at reasonsI'mbroke on Twitter. Or just go to YouTube and search for Reasons I'm Broke, and you'll find their podcast. One of my favorite podcasts, probably my favorite podcast, other than my own.
I have 14 movies stocked up.
Yeah, I got one. I got one in the tank, and I got one for Thanksgiving as well.
My pick after The Fountain is my birthday, so I picked something I really like.
Well, there you go. But
AKA my favorite movie of all time.
But thanks again to Daniel for that suggestion. I look forward to watching The Fountain for the first time. I will probably buy
and Brian
a copy of and Brian for backing him up on that. But I know for a fact it was Daniel's original idea, so I want to give him a shout out. And thanks to Brian too for being such a long-time supporter of the podcast. So we'll watch that next week. Moving on to sports. Mike Trout gets paid the biggest contract, I think, in all of professional sports, right?
Probably, yeah.
$430 million.
He gets paid $70 a minute. He could eat at a burger joint and make a profit.
Think about it, man. He gets
more than... He could go through the process of buying an Xbox One and make a profit.
He gets more than $1 a second.
Yeah, $1.17 a second.
That's so crazy. But you know what, Andy? If there's one player in baseball that's worth it...
He's on pace to breaking every record all time.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Mike Trout continues the way he does, he'll go down as the greatest individual baseball player of all time. And you probably won't hear me say this much, but when it comes to baseball... I don't hold championships in that high of a regard when it comes to judging individual players.
27 ring?
I really no, but I don't hold it in high regard because I truly believe, and I don't know if Andy would agree with this, but I think baseball is an individual game under the guise of a team sport. Like, it is a team sport, but when you're at bat, it's all on you, buddy. And when you're pitching on the mound, it's all about you, buddy. Like, it's a very individual sport. So even if he never wins a World Series ring...
Yeah. Noah Syndergaard should have won MVP last year. The Mets were atrocious.
Should have.
We couldn't because the Mets were atrocious. Noah Syndergaard had one of the most dominant pitching seasons ever. And he had a losing record because his team... refused to give him runs.
The only thing I'll tell the Angels to do is please put a team around him so he can compete. Like, I feel like baseball... Would you
rather spend $430 million on one player or $430 on a team?
Probably the team.
Yeah.
I say this as a Marlins fan.
I don't think he's going to find much success.
I believe that the Marlins have... Oh, God, this depresses me. I think the Marlins have a payroll that's less than 10% of $430 million.
They don't have any players.
I'm so sad right now. But good for Mike Trout. Marlins do not have much payroll.
Besides, I don't know who they would be paying money to.
They have a couple dead
Starlin
money
Castro?
They have a couple dead money contracts. Starlin Castro.
Lewis Brinson?
Brinson's not making much money.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Neil Walker?
Oh, God, what's the name of the pitcher? I don't even know if he's still on the
Wei
squad.
Chin?
Yeah, I think he's the top paid player.
Makes $6 million.
Yeah. So right now,
but don't you love that?
Right now I'm looking at it, and their entire payroll for the year in terms of commitments is $63 million, which is atrocious.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. You can love it or hate it that they can go sign a big free agent, but they aren't trying. It'd be different if they're trying.
No, I get that. I mean,
what if they like went out and tried to get Machado or Harper?
I don't know. They got the Grandy man. They got the Grandy man.
Can.
The Grandy man can. I like the Grandy man. I hope he does good. They're paying him $1.75 million.
Yes. Also, speaking of baseball, the Mariners are on pace to go 162-0. Did you watch the inaugural game of the season?
No, I didn't watch
The
it.
Japanese game?
No. I gotta say this though. I did see the highlights.
Or not really. It was 9-7. I didn't mean to say blowout. It was a fun game.
Yeah, I did see the highlights. Also, Ichiro still got a cannon.
Ichiro and Fernando Rodney featured in a game in 2003 and in 2019. What a crazy stat.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I'm going to go out on a limb here, even though nobody asked. Mike Trout, by the way, awesome. I'm glad you got paid. I hope the Angels surround you with a team so you can play in the playoffs, because I think that would be good for baseball. I think it would be great for baseball if there's
he bats
Mike Trout
in the playoffs.
Well, let's give him more at-bats. But Ichiro, dude, like, he's got to be the best.
You watch the video of him throwing?
Best pure hitter. I did see that.
A cannon.
He still has a cannon, but, like, I was thinking about Ichiro the other day, and I'm like, he got 3,000 hits, and he came over here really late in his career by professional baseball standards. And he played with the Marlins for 3 years, and getting to see him play with the Marlins, even at the twilight of his career, was really cool. And an absolute treat as a Marlins fan to have him on the Marlins teams for 3 seasons. But, like, when it's all said and done, like, he's got to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, easy.
And maybe one of the best hitters of all time. Like, the best pure hitter.
Best contact hitter.
Best contact hitter of all time, in my opinion. I put him above Pete Rose. That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
I think, doesn't Ichiro have the most hits in all of baseball?
If you combine him and
all professional baseball,
if you combine him in the Japanese leagues that he played in, yeah. You know what's funny is when I was a young man and he came over to the States, I remember a lot of people saying, "Man, it's a shame he came over so late because he'll never hit 3,000 hits." And he did it anyway. He didn't care. He was like, "I don't care." Guy to play till he's
45.
He could still do it though, because, like, I remember when the Marlins signed him and they were like, "Oh, he'll be a good guy off the bench." Before they knew it, they were playing him almost every day.
Yeah.
If you go back and you look, he was playing 120, 130 games a year with the Marlins. So, and that was a good outfield. They had Stanton.
How old were you in 2001?
They had Yelich. 2001, I was 16.
So you're about my age whenever he entered the league.
Yeah, but I was a lot younger than I am now, and I remember people saying it's a shame he came over this late because he'll never hit 3,000 hits, and they'll never combine them. They'll never combine the hits from here and over there, and he'll never hit the 3,000 club.
He's
and he did it anyway.
Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. Anybody who doesn't vote for him should be thrown out of voting. It's like Ken Griffey. When there was that one person who voted against Griffey, like, you should be instantly thrown out. You're not allowed to vote anymore.
Similar to the greatest closer of all time, should be unanimous voted in. I'm saying as a Red
Rivera?
Sox fan, greatest closer ever, Mariano Rivera.
Yeah. I used to think it was Hoffman, and then Rivera just... Because Hoffman's career ended a little bit sooner. And I was like, Rivera will fall off, and Rivera never fell off. He just kept going.
And he does it in the postseason.
Yeah.
His career ERA is insane. His minor league ERA, I don't remember, but I think it was .042 or something like that. Extremely low.
I'm not a Yankees fan, so I'm sure some Yankees fan is going to want to shoot me for saying this. I think he's one of the best Yankees of all time. He's got to be top 5. If there's a Mount Rushmore for Yankees, he's in it.
If I had to make a Mount Rushmore Yankees right now off the top of my head,
yeah,
Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, Mantle,
and
the Babe.
Yeah, mine is basically Ruth, Gehrig, Mantle, Rivera.
Or throw out Ruth and throw in a guy I love to watch, Alfonso Soriano.
Get out of here with that. It's almost like me wanting to say A-Rod, because I loved A-Rod. But
oh, no, I hate A-Rod.
Nah, I like him.
It's crazy to think the comparison to this current Yankees team to that Yankees team of the Derek Jeter and A-Rod. Of like, I really like Derek Jeter. I really like Aaron Judge. But I hate Giancarlo Stanton. And I absolutely can't stand Alex Rodriguez.
I get that. That makes sense. I'm not a Stanton fan just because I feel like he bailed on Miami, but I had no problem.
I do not like, but like I'm currently wearing the Celtics jersey.
Yeah.
Our big rivalry right now is the Sixers. I like Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons is okay. I think he's overrated. But there's players on there I hate. Like I hate TJ McConnell. So random, but I hate him.
If Ben Simmons learns how to shoot a 3.
He's a coward.
Oh, well, there you go.
He refuses to take threes.
So, speaking of basketball, moving on to March Madness.
Yeah, March Madness is up. Actually, one thing before, we're not going to talk about this much, but it was breaking news on the show, and I didn't want to interrupt the segment. TJ Dillashaw has voluntarily relinquished his title because of he didn't get caught for steroids, but there was a drug test that... Okay. USADA doesn't know if it was steroids or not. It was a weird result that even like USADA's looking into it right now and they're investigating it. TJ Dillashaw stepped up and said, like, it's not even like picograms or anything, like the John Jones stuff. It was just a weird result that they're like, we don't know what this is. So he voluntarily gave up the title.
That's so weird.
TJ Dillashaw's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
Just want to throw that. I love him. Not really. But he's fun to watch, I'll say that. So Hudo will probably step in and take the belt. That's all I'm going to say. So next topic, March Madness is up. It's too late right now, but we do have a DCD. Because by the time this comes out, March Madness will be full in effect.
Yeah.
But we do have a free t-shirt to whoever gets the best tournament bracket. I got to know who you have winning it.
I got Duke.
The major Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, Trey Jones. I'm going with the extreme underdog, the team that a lot of people aren't even predicting to go that far in the draft in the March Madness. I'm going Virginia, which last year they lost the first round to a 16 seed, so a lot of people aren't picking them. But go for it, Virginia.
I believe in my bracket that I set up, I think I have them going to the Final Four. Either the Final Four or the Elite Eight.
I have an easy road, yeah.
Because I like Virginia. I also really like Florida. I like Florida for some reason.
The 10th seed?
Yeah. I feel like they could make a little noise, but
I have them making it to the Sweet 16.
yeah, I think I think that's overperforming.
I have them upsetting Michigan State,
Yeah,
making it to Sweet 16.
yeah. So
Or no, not Michigan State, Michigan.
yeah, hopefully we can run more competitions like this one. I'd like to do some more stuff. Nobody sent in a video of them writing.
Yeah.
Go check out the DCD podcast on a blackboard or a
They may be
white.
on spring break. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Well,
So
okay.
if you're on spring break and you're at the beach, go to the beach, yell, shout out Dead Channel Duo podcast, send us a video, and we'll send you a shirt.
It's got to be in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, it can't be a private beach, public beach.
Yeah, maybe like
Preferably a nude beach.
maybe kick some sand on a guy before you shout it out to draw attention to yourself. But yeah, so yeah, free shirt for somebody. That's
Who's your Cinderella pick, if you have one?
if I had to have a Cinderella pick, I'd say Florida.
I realize you just said Tennessee. I'm going with Oregon.
Yeah, if it's like a sentimental Cinderella pick, I would love, because you guys know I'm a UCF Knight, because I went there. Would love to see UCF make a little run.
Yeah. I can't wait for Northern Kentucky. There's a guy that played at my high school's rivalry team, Chris Vogt.
Yeah.
Can't wait for him to get demolished in the first round. Don't like that dude. He's a douche.
Yeah, I hope he gets demolished.
He's awful. He's terrible.
Yeah, suck it.
Like he literally is only good because he's tall.
There's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's guys in the NBA. Like, not to get off on a tangent here, but like, how many times have you looked at an NBA player and go, God, if he wasn't 6'11", he wouldn't even be good enough for college.
Do you know
much less the pros?
About the Yao Ming conspiracy theory?
I heard a conspiracy theory that he was genetically engineered or something.
Yeah. What's the time on the podcast? I don't want to get into this if we're super far into it.
An hour and 17 minutes, but I want to hear.
All right. So this isn't a conspiracy theory. I said it was legitimate. It's real. Alex Jones here. He's genetically modified by the Chinese government, but literally he is. So the Chinese government at the time wanted to be better in sports. So they literally forced the best male basketball player and the best female basketball player to create a kid. Yao Ming was that kid.
It's pretty crazy to think about.
The Chinese government literally that's like the short story of it, but they literally forced Yao Ming to be born.
It's happened a lot of times in history, man.
And then nurtured him into being.
Many dictators over the years have done the same thing.
I want to say a great player, but good player.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the injuries, probably. But, the injuries got in the way. So
Sometimes you're just too big, man.
Shout out to Yao Ming.
Yeah.
If you're out there listening. So we talked about the shirts earlier. So this is probably a good segue to that. Shirts are available. Right now they're on sale for $14. I have no idea how long that sale will go on for. But link in the description. iTunes. We're on iTunes. I'm still working on getting us in there officially again. For some reason, I don't know why. Apple was no help whatsoever. But I'm still working on getting us fully in there. So you can leave us a review of some kind. Hopefully a 5-star review. But right now, as it stands, I apologize for the previous 2 episodes where I said you could leave us a review. You can't right now. So thanks to Andy for pointing that out to me and a couple of you guys out there. And then you can listen to us on Spotify and any other podcast platform out there. Those all still have us. It's just iTunes at the moment who doesn't. And then if you really want to watch the video version and see our ugly mugs for an hour plus, we are on YouTube as well. Please sub to the channel. That'd be really cool. Once we hit 100, we can actually get a custom URL. So that's my 1 minute of promotion. Thanks. Andy.
Finish up.
Go ahead, talk about since you finished your drink, go ahead, talk about the Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, and 49ers.
Nick Boza, what up? We had dinner with you. Welcome to the team. You're coming. Kyler Murray's going first overall. Guaranteed at this point.
Probably.
That D-line.
Gonna be sick.
Best in football. Better than the Rams. Better than all the teams. Best D-line. Celtics. We lost 3 points to the Sixers after being injured. Marcus Smart got in a fight with Joel Embiid in the middle of... we can't really hang our hats on it. We're probably not going to be the third seed as I predicted later, but all that. Bruins are awesome. And Red Sox season's not started yet. We suck. And then UFC Fight Night 149. Steven Wonderboy Thompson versus Anthony Pettis. Check it out. It's too late. It came out. It was yesterday, last night. But look at the results, I guess. Hopefully you watched it, had a good time. Wonderboy's fighting. Blade's fighting. And that is all.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for DCD 21. We'll see you for number 22. Make sure you go out there, watch The Fountain for next week's DCD Film Club. Watch 2001 if you didn't watch it already.
If you want to catch up on Film Club, links in the description.
Yeah, we got every movie in there.
IMDb list of all of them.
2001: A Space Odyssey #1. Freddy Got Fingered, easily number 2 on that list.
Very bottom.
Yeah, you got.
You got They Live, Road Trip, Moneyball, Gerald's Games, Freddy Got Fingered, Absence of Malice. I would skip that one. A Fistful of Dollars in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
What a mixed bag. Oh my
I think
Lord.
Absence of Malice may take the worst spot.
I feel like the only thing we're missing in that entire list, like to make it eclectic, would be like a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Like that's all we need for it to become
Epic movie.
Just like something really, really, really random.
I will say the Fountain's good, 2001's good, and then my pick this coming week is my favorite movie of all time, 10 out of 10. So we're getting into some good movies, and then I'll go back to some goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Like Goofy the movie.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for 21. We'll see you at 22. Bye.